Hello, hello. All right, I think our lighting is much, much better today. I got me a light. All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Christelle. I'm the founder of Leaf Publishing, and I think we are about to start because it is 12 o'clock. Today, we are talking about building connection with God, and it's all about the importance of building a deeper connection with God through reflection and intentional journaling. Now, before we begin talking about building connection with God, we first need to discuss what is connection. If you don't know what connection is, I know you've heard the word before, but for those of you who don't know, connection is the bond or relationship that brings individuals, ideas, or entities together. Connection creates a sense of understanding, which is a shared experience, which in simple terms, that just means unity. That's what connection does. It connects you, it brings things together, it unifies one. Connection can manifest in several forms, such as emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual. Again, many ways that we can have connection. And yes, I have my notes in front of me. I wanted to actually pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up on the computer because I'm learning new things about YouTube. So let me see if I can pull this up on the computer instead of on my notes. But I printed it just in case because I'm learning. So bear with me, guys. Okay, because if I can pull it up instead of flipping the pages, I can just look at it right here in the computer. And this is an example of what really happens behind the scenes because on my last live, I actually I didn't like that I felt like I was renting. So I was like, you know what, I better organize my thoughts, put a PowerPoint together of everything that I want to talk about. Okay, while the PowerPoint is coming up, I don't wanna waste anyone's time. So let's keep going with our presentation. Now we're going to talk about the importance of connection. And let's dive deeper into that. The importance of connection is very essential. Let's talk for fulfillment. Connection satisfies the deep human need for belonging, intimacy, making life feel meaningful and complete. Connection empowers individual thriving. Think of strong social bonds that boost confidence, resilience, and personal growth. Connection enables self-discovery and help people realize their full potential. Another thing that connection does, why it's so important, is that connection fosters understanding and empathy. Think about having meaningful relationships, and through those relationships where you are encouraged to see the world through another person's eyes, another person's perspective. We can find yourself in a situation where it fosters you, it challenges you to let go of judgment, to embrace acceptance. Those are all wonderful things that connection provides. Look at that. My PowerPoint just came up, but I want to see if I can minimize it. All right, let's keep going. Another thing that connection does is fosters compassion. You know, when we are connected to someone, it's hard not truly connected to that person. We take in their best interest at heart, and connection does that for us. So those are all the things, those are all the reasons why connection is so important. There are many reasons. Another thing, connection promotes emotional and mental health. It reduces feelings of loneliness and isolation. Those are all feelings that are linked to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues, but connection helps us get together. Another thing that connection does is encourage emotional sharing and support. Think of when you are connected with someone, whether that be your mother, your father, your sister, your friend. You want to call, you want to reach out, you want to discuss that. That is connection. Connection builds strong communities. Think about the communities that are the strongest, the communities that are um, more clear, the communities that are thriving. They are connected. And think about the communities that are falling apart, where there's war, where they're not connected. Because if they were connected, that's what forms that strong bond. Connection drives creativity and innovation. And that means this is a place where we can share our ideas and experiences that lead us to new insight. Connection sparks innovation in art, in science, and in technology. If you think about it, it is because of my connection to God that I ended up creating the High Goddess Me journal. That's because through journaling, I became connected with God, which then, as I journaled, I was always saying, Hi, God, it's me, which came about how I ended up creating the Hi, God, it's me journal. Connection also helps us collaborate in connected environments and enhance problem solving. Think about when you are at school or at work or in an environment where you're collaborating with other people, you're working together. That could also be in the home, or a mother and a daughter are making baking a pie together, a husband and a wife are maybe playing a puzzle or working together in their own business. Connection, it just invites us to collaborate. It helps us problem solve. It's just so very important. There are so many benefits to connection. Connection also strengthens physical health. Think of when you are outside and you are working, or if you are at the gym and you're working out. It's just when you're moving, you're connected. That's connection. Connection provides purpose and meaning. And that's really where our journal comes in. But connection, whether it's spiritual, interpersonal, or communal, it really gives individuals, it gives people a sense of direction and significance in life. That is when you find your purpose. That is your reason to be alive. That is the gift that you will share with the world. Connection encourages peace and harmony. Again, we talked about communities before, that if those communities are at war with each other, if those communities are not aligned, if they're not connected, those are the communities that fall apart. Therefore, connection fosters peace and understanding. Because when you are connected with someone, whether that be a partner, your mother, a friend, it's very hard to want to hate that thing or destroy that thing, because connection, again, is all about unity and becoming one with something. Connect. Connection enhance global progress. So all those changes that we make in our daily lives really have a big impact on all over the world. This is why I really encourage people to really become the best version of themselves, because when you change you and you heal you and you are better for you automatically become better for the people around you. It's like a ripple effect, you know? Think of it as like a snowball effect as well. One little snowflake that rolls and rolls and rolls. Think all of the healing that becomes and how it just affects everybody. I like the ripple effect for better imagery, because when if you think about that, it can go all over the world. All right. Now that we have discussed what is connection and we understand the importance to get of connection, let's talk about building connection with God. I'm going to open our journal. How gorgeous is our box? I don't mind my handprint. And by the way, I want to show you guys the front of the box. There it is. And the back of the box. Here it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. The journal comes in a silk bag. Hi, God, it's me. It's a silk dust bag. And of course, when you open it, you find your double ring journal. I might change this to a single ring. Haven't decided yet, but I just wanted to show you guys what it's all about. So now we are going to talk about building connection with God. Okay. Now, there are many ways to build connection with God, but we're going to talk about the most important ones. First, in order to build connection with God, you have to be authentic and vulnerable. Authentic means you have to be bare. Think of it like shedding your skin, shedding your clothes, shedding those walls. You have to come to God as you are. This means you tell God your fears, you tell God your secrets, you tell God your shame. You open up for God to see you. You come from a place where whatever it is, whether that be a happy place, a sad place, a depressed place, a suicidal place, a judgmental place, whatever space you're in, you are being authentic with it. You are not cuddling your feelings. Excuse me, guys. Bless me. You're not cuddling your feelings. You're not running away from negative emotions, which I'm so glad because I've been learning recently that we are not to run away from our. I mean, I always knew it, but I thought we're supposed to heal our negative emotions. But now I'm learning that we are to integrate with our negative emotions. That's a story for another day. But this is what I let's get back to being authentic. Being authentic and vulnerable, it really is to show our true selves and trust that God is going to accept us as we are. We are to share our thoughts and feelings honestly. That's, if I could sum up another word for authenticity, it's all about truth. That's what it is. And truth is of what it is, not the truth of trying to change things, masquerade things, but the truth of what it is. So, for number one, be authentic and vulnerable with God. Step number two, practice active listening. God is always listening to us, but are we always listening to ourselves? Are we always listening to God? In order for us to build connection with God, we have to be great listeners. And first, we have to be able to listen to ourselves. That's what's going to be able to help us in the future. If we can listen to ourselves, it's very going to be very difficult for us to listen to other people and also for other people to listen to us. Therefore, we have to practice active listening. Active listening means to give our full attention, to listen without interrupting, and to respond with empathy. If you are sitting in front of the person, don't be on your phone. If someone is talking to you, just listen to everything they're saying and don't listen so that you can say, oh, this, so that you can respond from your own perception, but really listen to understand where this person is coming from, to understand where the empathy, to place yourself in another person's shoes. Another reason for active listening is to respond with empathy. When someone shares something that's so deep with you, whether something that they are learning and you are sharing as well, it's after you understand them, let them know that. Let them know that you see them, that you feel for them, and that you understand where they're coming from. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. It doesn't mean that you have to continue to be in this person's life if they've done something that wouldn't you. But all I'm saying, it does mean that you respond with empathy. That means you give them grace. And that could be for yourself. It's not about other people. When you are actively listening to yourself, give yourself grace. Another, um, the third step to build connection with God is to express appreciation and gratitude. When you go about your day, tell God, thank you. Thank you for waking you up this morning. Thank you that you have breath in your lungs. Thank you that you have another opportunity to make the day come true. Thank God that you can make your dreams come true. As long as you are alive, you get another chance to do things better. Thank God for all that He has done for you. Thank yourself too, because sometimes it's not so much that we can thank other people, but we don't take the time to thank ourselves. Imagine maybe this morning you woke up, you gave yourself a shower, you did your hair, you probably went for a walk, you probably gave yourself time to slow down. Thank yourself for the amazing things that you are doing for yourself. And step number four, spend quality time together. In order to build connection with God, you are going to have to spend time with God. That means taking a moment, even if that's 5 minutes a day, to pause and reflect and go inside of yourself with God. Connection helps do that for you. You have to prioritize meaningful moments with others, just like you would if you wanted to connect with someone. You maybe that's a girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband. Maybe you were going on a date together. Go on a date with God. Go to the park and spend some time with God. Stay in your home. Maybe you have that one area that this is where you talk to God. Pray, sing, journal. However you connect, spend that quality time with God. That's how you build connection with God. My last tip for you guys on how to build connection with God is to cultivate empathy. That means when you are building and nurturing your relationship with God, you have to try to understand God's point of view, God's feelings, God's thoughts towards you. So if God is asking you to move, to expand, to change your point of view about something and you don't understand, you have to trust. You have, just like you want God to understand you, sometimes step out of yourself so that you can understand God. So those are really the best way that you can build connection with God. I hope that this live has been helpful for you. I hope that it has blessed you. And of course, lastly, I want to tell you guys about our Hi God It's Me journal, which is all about helping you nurture and strengthen and connect your relationship with God. Again, I've done many videos about this. This journal is designed for you. It's a 6 month spread that will help you, that you can write in every day to help you build that connection with God. I'll give you guys a little view of on the front where you have a section for recognizing God, praising God, affirming God, and you have another section that you can write in to ask God for things, to thank God, and to love on God. When we recognize God, we can say things like, Dear God, I recognize you as the Father of my life. I recognize you as the light of my life. I recognize you as the purpose of my life. When we are affirming God and affirming ourselves, we can tell God that you are the God who provides for me. You are the God who comes true for me. You are the God who makes my dreams come true. And we can thank God for all the blessings in our lives, and we can give God thanks for all that He has done for us. Lastly, I'm going to repeat this again: the 5 steps to building connection with God with the Hi God It's Me journal, or even with anything at all, is first, be authentic and vulnerable with God. Number 2, practice active listening with God. Number 3, express appreciation and gratitude for yourself and for God. Number 4, spend quality time together with God. That means take a moment to get on your knees. Take a moment to pause and reflect with God. Write in your journal, write a letter to God. Take that time to connect with God. And lastly, cultivate empathy, which we already discussed, which means really put yourself in God's shoes. What is God asking of you today? What does God want you to do? What type of day that God wants you to have? Just like you want to have empathy, you want people to understand you, understand God, because sometimes God will move you in ways that you don't understand, and we're going to have to trust God. So that's all I have for you guys today. I go live every Saturday on YouTube at 12 p.m. I am here every Saturday at 12 p.m. Be sure to pick up a copy of your Hi God It's Me journals. I'm here if you have any questions. I see that we have 3 people in the live. So my name is Christelle. I'm the founder of Leaf Publishing, where we tell the stories of your heart, the stories of our hearts, and we do journals, planners, books. And this is a God founded company. This is the place where we do talk about God, life, and business. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes, and if everyone has any questions, and then we will end the live. But for the 3 of you who are watching right now, just know that I'm super grateful that you have joined us. I am here every Saturday at 12 p.m. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. Let me know that where you are watching us from, where you are seeing us from, and I will be here again next Saturday at 12 p.m. Every Saturday at 12 p.m. I will be live on YouTube. And the process is, I usually do a presentation. I talk about things that will inspire you, that will strengthen you. I will give you courage to follow your dreams, become the man or woman you want to be. And I will be here to answer any questions that you guys have. And feel free to build. This is a community. I know it's just 3 of us right now, and I'm so grateful for that. But there are going to be days where we're going to have 3 million. 300 million. Why not? It can happen. It will happen. I'm trusting and believing in that for us. So I love you guys. I will see you next time. I don't see any questions, so I am assuming, positively assuming that you guys are good. But I invite you to come back here again next Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the time. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am on YouTube Live. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.